Thoreau once said, "It is as hard to see oneself as it is to look behind you without turning around." If even Thoreau, who spent a lot of time out in the woods thinking alone, thought it was difficult to understand self, it's probably true for most of the rest of us also. So for this, I spent some time doing a self-analysis to try and understand myself better, and also to try and be able to describe myself better. What I discovered was that I surprisingly like my running shoes. While other people's perspectives can be helpful in understanding yourself, at the end of the day, I spend the most time with me, so I'm going to consider myself the expert on this subject. So during my introspective exercise, I discovered that I am like my shoe in terms of helping other people achieve their goals, in terms of being fairly quiet, and being a little bit funky and quirky. So I'm sure there are some smart audience members who heard me say I'm like a shoe and came up with some comment in their minds, but my first comparison is much more altruistic. Shoes help people achieve their goals. For instance, I never could have run 13.1 miles without shoes on my feet. I personally feel the most excited and the most alive when I am helping other people. One of my favorite examples of this is when I was tutoring college students with disabilities. For these students, everything was difficult. Every test, every semester, every year. So it was very rewarding to be able to help them pass every class and continue towards their goals. Another favorite example was when I was able to mentor some middle school girls. Growing up is difficult, and as much as they probably don't want to admit it, they like knowing that someone cares about what they're going through and dealing with. So that was something that I felt like was one of the most important things I could possibly spend my time on. So not only does my shoe enable me to run, it's also pretty quiet in the process. Now my shoe is quiet because it has a rubber sole and it's fairly flexible and minimizes the impact. I'm pretty quiet because I'm fairly introverted. A lot of people confuse being introverted with being shy. I wouldn't consider myself shy. I just prefer to talk only when I have something that I think is really important to say. I like thinking deeply and being able to put together an efficient response. In addition to that, I also tend to prefer talking in one-on-one or small group settings as opposed to a big group. This kind of goes to the first point, that I'd rather facilitate other people being the center of attention than be the center of attention myself. While running shoes are very useful, mine is also kind of fun. Shoes typically are pretty neutral, standard colors. I chose a neon pink and neon orange one. This doesn't do anything to help the purpose of running, other than that it's fun. I think in some ways I'm like that too, that I have a little bit of a quirky, spunky side to go along with my deep thinker attributes. One of these quirky sides is my sense of humor. I tend to have a sarcastic, witty banter kind of humor that people don't necessarily expect when they first meet me and just think of me as sweet. So another way that I think I'm a little bit quirky is that it can be competitive. In my family we have a card game called Rage that a couple years ago I earned the nickname of Silent Assassin because while everyone else was trash-talking each other, I was quietly sneaking up in the ranks without anybody even noticing. So while running shoes may not be the most glamorous item in history, they are useful, they have some admirable traits, and they can be fun. Like myself, I think my running shoes are useful in that they help me achieve my goals, in that they're pretty quiet, and that they're also surprisingly bright and quirky. So this introspective exercise was interesting, both in being able to understand myself and being able to express myself to others. To anyone else interested in understanding themselves better, I would highly recommend trying to compare yourself to an inanimate object. Interesting exercise, and you never know what you might discover.